Welcome back to Better Dig 2, the husband and wife horror podcast bringing our couch conversations to the masses. I'm your host, Maddie.
And I'm your host, Shrate.
Grab a seat on the couch and let's talk horror.
Maddie, my love,
Yes.
we are once again back on the HHN hype train.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we never got off, but...
Well, we've got a little bit more to discuss now. We
Yep.
had another house confirmed.
We did.
We've got some mixed thoughts on it, of course.
Yep.
But, I don't know. It's kind of a divisive IP.
It definitely is.
Some of the longtime fans aren't going to love it. There's going to be people who really enjoy the IP that think it's awesome no matter what.
Yeah.
And after our one shot at it so far in our 5 years, it has not been the best.
No.
All right, let's go ahead and dig into the main topic. What is our house?
So this week we had Stranger Things 5 officially confirmed as a house for HHN Orlando and Hollywood.
Well, you know what they say. The fifth time is, in fact, the charm.
Oh, is that what they say?
I hope it is.
I
swear
hope
to God, I hope
it is.
Yeah.
I hope it's a new thing.
Yeah.
You know, and this is where the real big Stranger Things fans are excited for it. Some of the, like you said, long time HHN goers, like the locals, this is their fifth iteration of it. They are tired of it. And we've already made our opinion clear on it. We weren't excited for this just because the only time we've seen Stranger Things was the last one, Stranger Things 4, and it was just not very good. It did not live up to what it should have been for that IP.
I completely agree. And I think that the earlier iterations, like the first two, were very, very good. A lot of people enjoyed it. Third one was kind of a mixed bag.
See, I would have loved to have seen the third one because that's my favorite season of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's like the 80s and the mall and all that, you know, like, so I would have loved to have seen that one in person if I had to have picked. Now, I haven't seen a walkthrough of it, so, but that's kind of the thing is like, you know, the first one's always going to be great because it's never been seen. Then a sequel, people are excited for it because they loved the first. Then when you start getting to the third, it's when it starts getting tired. And now here we are at number 5.
Yeah. So I think, so casting-wise, it does look like there are going to be some height requirements for certain characters.
I sure hope so we don't have Vecna that we're looking down at.
Yeah, it's not the most intimidating figure. You know, like we're taller folks, but not... I don't anticipate Vecna being
We're not
shorter
7
than
foot
I am,
tall.
you know? Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, we shouldn't be looking down at Vecna.
Yeah, it's not as menacing.
No.
Not that there aren't scary little things.
No, but
you
for
know,
Vecna, he's supposed to be big and imposing.
100%.
You know, they have a great playbook to work from. Just going off of the setting, the scenes, the effects. So I want to be optimistic. I want it to be a great house, obviously. I don't ever want any of them to be bad, you know? Even if I'm not looking forward to them, I'd much rather be just delightfully surprised than just saying I told you so, even though that's like my motto.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this is a very big character development for you as the bastion of positivity and hope in our relationship.
I honestly, as much as I hate being proven wrong, I would rather just say, this is going to be the worst house ever, and then be proven wrong.
Yeah, I think the amount of money that people spend, like number one, travel keeps going up.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, the event keeps getting more and more expensive, which why do we have to pay? Like if we're doing an RIP tour, why do I have to buy an entry ticket? Yeah. Like I think I've paid enough.
And that's only a Hollywood, or that's a Orlando thing. You know, Hollywood, you don't do that.
Yeah.
And if you have the tour, it's like all included. Or if you get Express, that's just like the ticket with Express. It's just the next tier.
Yeah.
Whereas Orlando, you have to buy a base ticket, period. And then everything else is like an add-on. And it gets crazy expensive.
It just adds up. I mean, we've been very fortunate. We've got a big enough friend group to kind of sponge the RIP cost, and it's going to be private.
Well, and I mean, that's why we're so critical about it. is because at that price point, we are expecting a lot.
Yeah.
And they've got to deliver. Otherwise, it is not. It just becomes not worth it.
Right. And there has not been a year that we've went that I've thought, oh, this is going to tank the entire experience.
No, but
we'll have faith in Universal.
Oh, yeah. I hate that Stranger Things, the last season and all this fell on the anniversary year, though. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of fitting because there's been so many Stranger Things. So it's like looking back over the years, but
I feel like it's contract negotiation.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They
I mean,
were like,
really.
hey, we've got these 5, we've got 5 of these you have to do, and we're done.
However many seasons they were going to do of Stranger Things, like they're just fulfilling a contract obligation at this point. And that's really what that last house felt like. It was just like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I think we've dwelled on this tangent a little too long. Let's hop into stuff that we actually are excited for.
And when we were going over this, we talked about it. We are trying to be optimistic. So we do have our list of things we want to see in the house versus what we don't want to see or what we doubt we'll see is like 3 times bigger, So we are being optimistic. So, okay, you can start it off because that first one I know was yours.
I think the Squawk Radio is awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a fun, different setting.
Yeah, and every like titular 80s, themed has got like a home base or like a treehouse or the basement or this. Yep. They have Squawk Radio. It's badass. I like the concept. It's run by a bunch of teenagers and they just kind of let them do their own thing. And Steve, he's older, but he's not really all put together just yet.
Yeah. No, it was a great concept because it was exactly what they needed. The way they utilized it, and then just using the station to put out code and like secret messages to the rest of the team. Like, I loved that whole idea. So the fact that it was such a big part of the season, if we didn't see anything about it, that would be weird.
But, yeah, I agree.
So I guess in going along with the radio station, in the basement or whatever, where they kind of had where the maps laid out for the crawl every time they would do a crawl.
Yeah.
Going through and seeing that, I would enjoy that too.
What about the audio cues thing that we talked about?
Yeah. So I don't know how they would do it. I'm not, but I have seen them pull off some amazing things. And this one on the spec maps is at a soundstage. So, I mean, they have the room, they have the height. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how they would do it, but it would be really cool. The crawl when they're, at the same time, they're in the real world and they're in the upside down and like they're, walking, riding, whatever. And then the van's up top. If somehow they could show that at the same time, like a split screen type thing.
I would even take like a blinking red light.
Yeah, like where it's moving.
Yeah, it's moving and
something.
Yeah.
Like just to show that it's the two things going at the same time. But yeah, we talked about if they're in the upside down or even up top, like hearing the audio from the other side, like kind of crackly.
Yeah, go left. Okay, they're going right here.
Like coming through the radio or coming through the walkies or whatever. So, yeah. That would I would like to see something like that. I think that would be really cool.
Okay. Opening it up, I think that it is a travesty if we do not get Karen Wheeler defending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, also watching the Wheelers just be total badasses rules.
Except Dad.
He tried. I mean, he's not my favorite character by any means, but he tried.
Yeah. No, that whole scene in the house. Running from the Demogorgon and then Karen or Mrs. Wheeler like standing up to it to try to get Holly away. Yeah, if we don't see that, I mean, that was like the biggest fight early on in the season and it was so good and it was gory. I mean, like, what else are you going to get at HHN, you know?
Yeah, it really, like, it set the stage for the season as a whole to really step into itself.
Yeah.
And though there were lackluster things that we didn't like, there are, again, the set pieces are awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the character interactions are great. Some stuff we'll get into later is not so great, but You know.
Yeah, if we could cherry pick, it could be an amazing house, but they could also pick the wrong things and it just not be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked about the crawl. The scene in the hospital when they're like running from the Demodogs.
Oh, yeah.
And then in like the laundry down in the basement when they're trying to get out.
Wheeler, yet again.
Yes. So, because I mean, hospitals are just inherently creepy, especially at night and flickering lights, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we had something with the Demodogs, hello Bailey, can you quit shaking the couch? Thank you. Something with that, I think it would be good because that was like anxiety inducing, like them getting chased by those, you know, and then getting cornered and just all hope is lost. So, hospitals just in general creepy. Use 100%. That.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Let's see. Another cool spot I think that I have on my list is the What's Its house.
Yes.
I thought like it would be really cool to step from like chaos into this like well-structured home. The supporting cast that's in there, not so much. Don't care for them. But just that set piece could be so cool. And like we saw with the mansion that they did last year for El Artista, even if they were to reuse some assets like the stairways and things like that, I think.
Oh yeah, they've done plenty of houses. They've got all the pieces, but you know, I did like the contrast of his house within the Upside Down, because you see everything else in the Upside Down and it's just gross and nasty, and then his house is just pristine and perfect, and so, but it almost makes it its own type of creepy.
Yeah, it's too clean.
It's too
too much of a respite. You know,
it's like you're afraid to touch anything because it would like make him snap.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now in the same vein, Max's cave.
Oh yeah.
You know, because she, you know, they go through the forest and then get to the that kind of cliff or whatever. And, but yeah, Max's cave, and then into like the desert where they travel and then get to that mine. And then the whole scene where like young Henry like becomes Vecna, finds the whatever it was.
Gets shot in the hand. Is that right?
Yeah, he got shot somewhere, and then opened that case that, you know, got infected or whatever.
Yeah, birthplace of Vecna.
Yeah, we binged the whole season in like one weekend, but it's been a little while since we watched it, and it was just like, it was a lot to consume very quickly, and I've forgotten some of it.
Listen, we've got plenty of HHN homework that we can do.
I know.
We'll probably give it another watch.
It was more like we were just trying to get through it because we had already heard some not great reviews, and after the 4th season, we just weren't into it as much, but
yeah.
Okay.
Next up, I had the Upside Down Hawkins.
Oh yeah, I liked getting to see more of it.
It's, you know, I feel like before then we really only got certain small portions and they felt sectioned off. Yeah. Where like now it's all encompassed by like the giant wall. Which is another thing I'd love to see is Steve's car like wedged into the wall, and like a couple of the dead bodies around that. Like that'd be really nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's in a soundstage, and if they use that height and they make a big looming wall, I mean, that would just be super cool.
Yeah, I'm about it. And then within that same kind of vein, I know that you wanted to talk about the lab.
Oh yeah. That would be so cool to see, like when everything, like, because it's the reactor or whatever up top, it's just causing the whole building to just melt.
Yeah, the liquefying
of everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jonathan and Nancy getting trapped in there. And, but yeah, those effects, like the walls dripping and melting, that would be so cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, and I think it's...
And the holes in the floor, like, I mean, just the whole building melting, like, would be super cool.
Oh, yeah. And, like, even if we got the reactor, like, we pass by the reactor and they do some stuff with, like, the changing of temperature or, have something that gives off a little bit of heat right there.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be just a fun, it's a fun concept. Again,
For
this
sure.
is a wish list of things.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. We talked about the wall. We talked about upside down. Hawkins.
Melting after the melting lab. That next one was yours.
Okay. Will using his powers for the first time.
Yeah.
Like actually, I say first time, embracing his powers. We see, he like floats up. He starts controlling the Demogorgons. They start, hitting a very bad gritty, rip themselves apart. I thought that was a really cool scene. I think the location of it too really lends to a soundstage being in a more open area.
Yeah, where they have like all the metal plates covering the rift right there, through that military zone, and then just the scene right before it when all the Demogorgons are just taking out those like the military guys.
Yeah, if we make it one big expansive scene,
and then going
awesome.
into Will fighting them. Yeah, no, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm about it. What's next?
You can take the next one.
You want me to take it? The pain tree is fucking sick.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like the throne of Vecna, which is rad and has some D&D continuity, but we won't talk about that. But that location, number one, so we're beyond the upside down. We're down in the abyss in Dimension X.
Up in the abyss, wasn't it? Didn't they have to go up?
Yeah, it was up in the
They
abyss.
were like in the upside down, but then they had to go up or something. I don't remember.
Upside, inside out, whatever that song is.
Exactly.
And then we go to Dimension X where there's like this giant spider-looking tree, sticking out. Becomes basically like the pain engine where he can take his victims and harbor all of their, pains and frustrations, turns that into energy, and it basically becomes like this progenitor of the upside down.
Like that would end up looking just like the big upside down room that we had in the last house where Vecna's just at the end, just like pointing menacingly at you.
Yeah, you have stalactites
but
looking things.
At least in this way, they could bring it in, make it feel more claustrophobic, kind of like that thing did. And then he's like, tied into the tree. Yeah. So if he's just pinned up to the wall, not moving, that makes sense. Instead of just a Vecna, like the monkey from Family Guy.
Well, and I think the entrance to that too, where, 11 flies through the mouth to get inside of, the throne room, basically. I think it'd be really cool, kind of like what we saw with, what was the Viking house last year?
Galkin,
where you're walking into the mouth and it opens up. I feel like that'd be really, really cool to be the entrance going into that scene. In
like actually walking into it. No, that would be really cool.
But, that's, again, just I like doing that. I think it's fun.
Well, and, like I said, they've got a lot to work with if they'll just do it right and do it good.
Fair.
So
you can have the last one.
Well, yeah, because it's mine. The last thing I want to see is just Hopper being a badass. Honestly, my favorite character in all of Stranger Things. Give me a good Hopper scene, and I think I'll be happy with it.
As a Hopper stan myself, I completely agree.
Yep.
So
look at all those things.
Yeah, super positive.
We are so excited and hopeful to see in this house, and hopefully it's executed well. So now we're going to go through just a few things that we just don't want to see or doubt we're going to see because of certain, reasonings, licensing, whatever. So I will start on this one. And I literally just seen a TikTok that somebody was saying something about standing in line or in the house next door and like hearing Purple Rain through the walls from like the Stranger Things house next door and being like sad about it. I highly doubt they're going to play Purple Rain because I don't think they're going to get the license for it.
No, I mean, again, it's an event that's going to cost dollars and cents.
Yeah. Because I don't think that even though the show had the license for it, I don't think that is like transferable.
I don't believe so.
So I just don't think they're gonna play it. I'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised. I'd be happy. Yeah. It did have a very
sad,
big emotional impact. But at the same time, I think licensing is gonna really hamstring that idea.
Yeah. Which, I mean, but even if it's not in there, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. All right.
You got the next one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was a portly dickhead of a child, and dipshit Derek is not something that I ever strove to be. And I don't know if it's like payback for kind of being a shithead when I was a kid, but I don't want dipshit Derek there.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear suck my fat one. I don't.
I don't think that they would anyways, because as far as I can remember, they don't really ever put like suggestive content in the houses.
Yeah, but they do throw catchphrases in way too much, like "okie dokie" from fucking
I
Fallout
get that,
last year.
but that's not, like I said, it's not suggestive.
That's dipshit Derek's catchphrase. That's all I
So
know
then
him
maybe
for.
they'll just leave him out completely.
That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, please, for the love of God. Like, I really thought that he was going to, like, some of the kids were going to make it out unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Steve was going to die.
Yeah.
And story-wise, I don't know if it was good or bad the way that it ended with Steve's character. You know what I mean? Like, I love seeing him happy, but the emotional impact, it just didn't feel, it fell flat for me for this season.
Dustin was already having just such a hard time after losing Eddie that I don't know that he would have survived losing Steve too.
I can see that for the sake of Dustin's character and, you know, his development. The emotional impact needs to be there more for me. And it fell flat in that regard because it didn't feel like any of the stakes were too big, or that they kind of the main cast came out basically unscathed.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, with how season 4 ended, and it was like stakes were so high, and, you know, did lose, you know, a big character that, I mean, just from that season, but it made such a big impact. So it really felt like they were ramping up for just this like crazy final battle of
who's going to walk out alive.
Yeah. And then it just was weird.
Everybody wins in the end.
Well, I mean,
not really
11, but then they still kind of left it open-ended, which I didn't like. I've said that a million times. I don't like open-ended where it's just leaving the door open for them to, well, we could bring it back later. You know, we could.
Yeah. Hey, if we made enough money,
we could make more and be like, oh my God, she's alive. We're pulling the trick again. Like 11 didn't die.
Yeah.
So,
and like all the kids basically turning into their parents.
Yeah.
Like that's like, oh man.
Yeah.
But as we've talked about the rain and birds quite a bit lately, I feel like that is 100% accurate. I feel like every day I get closer and closer to my dad. And I don't hate that. And also, we're recording this on Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
So Happy Father's Day, people.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing, is that if they just take all the scenes and the fighting and the action and put that in the house and leave out all of the crappy storylines that they were, I don't know, trying to tie up or trying to be like a feel good thing, if they would just leave that stuff out, it'll be fine. So like Steve and Dustin fighting throughout the whole fucking season.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that. I don't see where they would really put it, but I don't even want little audio cues of like them just me at each other.
I would be fine with it if they did it during the crawl. Like, and they just throw it in as like a little thing.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's
like
on
just little
a
snaps at each other.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is Dustin wasn't even part of the crawl because he'd gotten the shit kicked out of him and he was late. The only thing you would hear is Steve or them bitching about Dustin not being there.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's the closest that I'd be with like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, and playing up on that, there were so many times that we had useless dead dialogue in this, and like I don't give a shit to see Nancy like not get married. I don't care to like Max and Holly's 45-minute dissertation over what the fuck's happening.
Mike and 11, they're like goodbye at the end.
Yeah.
It was just cringy. And then Will and Mike, the whole like not friends, best friends. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was very much like we all jump up and high five, you know? It's like, okay, that doesn't really feel like it needs to be here. You solidified the character's bond.
Yeah. And I get it felt rushed, like, but it felt like it really could have gone, an extra season. But because they waited so long, all the characters that were supposed to be 16, 17 looked 25, and they had to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that part of it, but everything they were trying to pack in a last season, it didn't work story-wise, scene-wise, setting, effects. Great. Focus on that for the house.
Yeah. Please do not try to push shitty dialogue, dumbass tropes.
Yeah.
Just play to your audience. I beg you.
And honestly, and I know it's not going to be like this because they've focused on everything from, it's like each house is the season. It's focused on that season. But if they did like a best of and something, and it was just like an overall Stranger Things.
Listen, don't put that out there. I don't want Stranger Things 6 house.
No.
The culmination.
No, I don't think they will after this. Like, I feel like it is just a contractual obligation. They're like, it's a house for each season. We're done. But if they could do just overarching where somehow, but I don't think that would be a lot to do in one house. But
yeah,
just whatever makes it good. I just hope it's not bad.
Okay. You want to lead into the next segment?
Yep. So again, we just really hope it's a good house. I never hope for the downfall of a house just to spite a fan base or whatever. I want it to be good. So,
I agree.
Now, unfortunately, if we're going off merch quality,
how did we start so good with Sinners?
Oh my God. And Jack and Oddfellow.
Yeah, Jack and Oddfellow was awesome.
If the merch is any foreshadowing to the quality of the house, then I hate to say that I will be proven right. But so supposedly we were supposed to get this announcement like a week earlier, possibly even earlier than that. But there was merch delays in some production line. There was delays, and so they're not going to make an announcement, especially on an IP, without the merch to accompany it.
Yeah.
So, and then that made sense, even especially since it's a dual coast house. And I don't know, maybe it was the merch getting to Orlando, maybe it was the merch getting to Hollywood, or both. I don't know. I just hope to everything that this was not the merch that they were waiting for.
Yeah.
Because if this is what was holding up the announcement, holy shit, it's so bad.
It really is. It's probably one of the worst shirts that I've seen. The orange garbage shirts from what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, like when the hell, like Heavy Metal Hell and stuff, like the graffiti.
That was better than this.
Yeah, and that shirt got shit on by fans, like for them choosing a bright orange shirt first off.
Yeah.
And it looking it was just a mix of everything. It didn't feel horror. And then we get this and we're like, well, that shirt now is no longer the worst. Someone said it literally looked like they went into Canva and just like threw something together and said, print it. Yeah. We got to get this announcement out. So that's what I'm hoping, is that whatever the merch that was supposed to be that got delayed was not this. And this just got slapped on a shirt so that they could make the announcement. Because the Vecna poster, the key art, was cooler. Right there.
Yeah, it's
and it was
much better.
So good. And then they put this absolute dog shit out. Is first off, the Never Go Alone. Like, it's what usually is the sleeve decal is like big across the chest.
Yeah.
And then the Stranger Things design is like on the stomach. It looks so bad. To me, it looks like those shirts that like pregnant women wear, where it's like a design on the belly where like it's supposed to be for the baby.
Oh.
That's what it looks like to me because it's like round. So like you're gonna see people like men with like beer guts, and it's just gonna be emphasized.
Hey, you know what? Maybe it's just good. Maybe they know their target audience.
Oh my God.
Maybe big dudes are what they're after.
Oh
I don't know.
my God. Like it really, I hope that is not what was the holdup, because anyone could have done better than that, I think.
Yeah,
and a lot of people said that they're like, I could have made that on my Cricut.
Well, that's the thing too. So it did look super simple, looked very quickly slapped together, and to also support it, we've seen the design for this shirt.
Yes.
The similar designs, I think they sell one at Hot Topic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a copy. It's a copy. And so who was it? It was Kevin. He was explaining that it's they have approved designs, especially for these big IPs.
Yep.
That they have a design that's approved, that anybody that has the license, they're like, here's a design you can put on merch to sell that we have approved. And it is literally like, it is a copy of a shirt that is sold at Hot Topic. And then they just superimposed it with the arch. So that leads me to think that it was just a last minute, we've got to just make something, and then the merch that's coming later can be still sold later.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping, because like you said, we go from a dope Jack and Oddfellow shirt, a great Sinner shirt, and the hat. I mean, we were 2 for 2 on merch. We even talked about that. We were hopeful for the upward trajectory of merch quality, and now it's been just dive bombed into the ground. I mean,
yeah,
like everything, all of the improvements they'd made, they just.
I want to know who said yes, this is okay.
Yeah, who checkmarked it?
Yeah, because we need to figure
it was like
out.
Pre-approval. They just said just do something and just send it, and then that's what we got. Yeah,
sure. I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess.
I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, and a lot of people aren't. Like, you're gonna see all those shirts in the Brown Derby store. Like, if you went on, like, what is the last day this year? Like November 2nd. I bet you can find every single size of that shirt.
Yeah, the garage sale.
I mean, they're gonna still be around. So.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Right. Here's to hoping to better merch.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, like, I'm more just merch overall, like, sad about it, because it's like, no, let's not backtrack here. We were doing good.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is just a one-off, or it was, just a last-minute thing, because really I'm not enough of a Stranger Things fan to just buy a dedicated
It needs
Stranger
to look
Things.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to purchase anything, I want it to look cool and I want it to be good quality.
Well, and it goes back to all those high expectations about just the cost of the event overall. Like, we expect more.
Yeah. If I'm going to spend more there, it's going to be less that I'm going to be able to spend on the merchandising. And
yeah, why would I buy this shirt when I could go to Hot Topic, buy a similar shirt that's better looking and probably cheaper?
Yeah. And I don't need the never go alone big. Like, I can just tell people, like, hey, I went to HHN. Like,
yeah.
Stranger Things was there.
They're like, and you paid for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Were they giving those away for free?
Now, if they gave it for free, I'd put it on Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey could have an ugly little Stranger Things shirt.
Yeah. But speaking of merch, that'll bring us into our next topic pretty well. You had pointed out to me, because I was completely blind to this.
I don't know how I didn't think about this earlier.
Okay.
So, and I had to go back because I was like, ooh, I wonder if this changed recently. So I went back to look to see if this was like an indicator of like something that's happened, but it's not. So the acrylic carousel that they're doing with every IP that comes out, they'll do the little set. So it started with Jack and Oddfellow. You put the little carousel together, then there's a Jack and Oddfellow little pieces. When Sinners came out, they had a set for it. And now with Stranger Things coming out, there's a set of it. Well, on the displays, every time one's been announced and a new piece comes out, same thing they did last year with stained glass. There's the picture. It's got the carousel with Jack and Oddfellow in it. And then it had question marks for like the mystery, what's going to be revealed later. So when Sinners came out, one of the little circles got filled with Sinners. And now that Stranger Things has come out, one of the little circles got filled with The Demogorgon. Or Vecna. I think it's the Demogorgon, though.
Okay.
But after this release, I was like, wait, there's only 2 more question marks. That's only 4 IPs.
Which for us, well, especially for me, I'm not going to talk for you, but I love the originals. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like the creative team's ability to do stuff with the originals and do fun ideas. I love those houses. Yep. I mean, from my rankings, you can see that. Like, it's a little bit more diverse because I'm emotionally attached to some IPs, but IPs I don't really care for always seem
most of the time the originals are usually better. And we've talked about that. They have more freedom to flex their creative muscles than being confined within the rules of whatever contract they have to play within.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making on this, so I saw that and I was like, wait, were there 5? So I went back to when I found a picture of when they just released the Carousel originally with Jack and Oddfellow. There was only ever 4 question marks. So what we were originally thinking was the Carousel was going to be all the original houses.
Yeah.
So Jack and Oddfellows 1 and then 4 other original houses. Well, now that we know that they're using it for the IPs, Jack and Oddfellow is an original house.
Right.
So that's only 4 IPs. So again, I don't have any issue with there only being 4 IPs.
No.
But on all the spec maps, there's been 5.
Right. There's still Evil Dead Burn.
Evil Dead Burn.
Hellraiser and Ozzy.
Yeah,
right?
Those are the 3, and then Sinners and Stranger Things.
Right.
So that would be 5. So the other 3 that have consistently been on the spec maps, Evil Dead Burn, Ozzy, Hellraiser.
Yep.
So the fact that there wasn't 5 slots earlier on and now it's been dropped to 4, I mean, that means there's only ever been 4 IPs that are going to be there.
That's the thing, though, is like where... It doesn't feel like we're having another Evil Dead moment where Evil Dead Rise was canceled because, I mean, this dropped with 4 slots, like we're saying. And honestly, of the 3 of them, if that one gets dropped, I think I'll be the most disappointed.
I will be the most sad if Evil Dead Burn, even though we haven't seen the movie yet, but just based on the trailers we've seen, I'm so excited for the movie.
Yeah, and it would be our first Evil Dead house that we get to experience.
And it makes the most sense because of the movie coming out early July, plenty of time before the event. I mean, they've used Evil Dead in the past. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So to me, Hellraiser felt from the beginning, Hellraiser felt kind of out there, like it didn't fit with this year because I didn't know. Was there a Hellraiser anniversary?
I think it fits. I know that you haven't watched any of the movies, but you're talking about like a multi-dimensional entity who comes from like a hellscape.
Yeah, I mean, I get that part, but I don't know. And then the other one, Ozzy. So like someone said, well, that's not an IP, but it would be considered an IP.
It would be IP.
So just like last year with the Wyatt 6, that was considered an IP. And I mean, it was part of the acrylic little stained glass. So if they had done it last year where only the IPs that were like movies or TV or whatever, which I mean, Wyatt 6 is TV, but had been on that merch and they had left Wyatt 6 out, then I would believe that for this year. But Ozzy is considered an IP. I mean, like,
yeah, there's not really a way to defend it other than that. Like, it's the same thing with Purple Rain that we talked about earlier. There's going to be a licensing fee. There's going to be a likeness fee. If you label a house Ozzy Osbourne and you just play not his music, or you make it like the generic brand, it's just not going to be the same. I think from an event standpoint, having the Ozzy house over the Hellraiser house, because of the different diversity you can have with the musical house being thrown in there, I think you get a better mixed bag for an anniversary year.
So to me, I feel like if it came down between those two of what would be more likely, I feel like it would be Hellraiser.
Okay.
Just because the Osbournes. I mean, they've had a rough time since his death.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like maybe for them it would be too soon, or if they wanted it at all.
I don't know, because Ozfest is still happening.
Yeah, but that's like a thing. It always happens, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like his death is not going. It is going to be more of like an in memoriam type situation, an ode to life lived.
I get that, but it's like it would have been like one more thing they had to take on this year, and almost feel like they were capitalizing on his death. And I know that they wouldn't want to do that, I assume. But if it was spec'd early on, and then negotiations, it just wasn't going to work out.
Yeah,
they could have pivoted that one. I'm going to say it again. They could have pivoted it to heavy metal hell.
Yeah, they could have.
I mean, I don't know.
It's fine. Whatever.
But I mean, because when was the Jack and Oddfellow house? I mean, that was announced back in May, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they knew then when they announced Jack and Oddfellow that there was only going to be 4 IPs, but yet we didn't, which at the time we didn't know that those were denoting or representing the other IPs. We thought they could have been representing the other originals.
Yeah.
But now we know those are the IPs. So, I mean, looks like we're only getting 4 IPs this year. So
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. I feel dumb for just now realizing it. It should have been as soon as the Sinners was announced and we knew that those were that. I'm like, oh, those are representing IPs.
I thought you were lying to me when you pointed it out. I was like, no, we would not have missed that.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I was like, there had to have been more on there.
Yeah, and
previously.
They cut one. Like we were putting it together. Beautiful minds.
Yeah, we've sleuthed it.
No, we're just dumb.
We just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
So that's we haven't had another spec map yet, but that right there is the current question for me is like, which one of these IPs is not that we've thought all along, is not happening, and then what original is in its place? So, or what symbol on the spec map have we been misinterpreting this whole time?
100%.
So, just something to think about.
Yep. That's it for houses that I've got.
I don't really have any other info, rumor, or anything about any of the other houses.
What's not a rumor is scare zones.
Okay.
I have got the Florida FOMO yet again because we are here in little old Texas.
I know.
Just waiting for the event, but we see so many updates, trusses, cables, new lighting. This experience, it's just, I can't wait for set pieces to start coming.
I know. Going during the summer is miserable.
Oh,
it's so hot and humid. But a couple years ago we went in, like one year we went in late June, one year we went in late July. Late June, you just see trusses and lights like where we're at right now. There's lots of truss up. There's lots of lights on poles. That's what we're getting now. But you go late July, you're just a month out from the event start. And that year that we went late July was the first Oddfellow year.
Yeah.
Because I remember every day we were there going into the park and seeing more and more stuff put out for the Vamp 69 scare zone, which was so fun. And just getting to see, like, you felt like you were like, from here, all the locals, they can see it every single day or whatever.
It was special to me.
It was special to us.
It was special to me.
It was cool just getting that little teaser in real life, like seeing it in person. But so we've definitely had some of that FOMO this year, but I just have to keep reminding myself how miserably hot and humid it is this time of year in Florida.
Well, between that and the Jaws shirt that you see that you desperately want.
Oh, the Shark Attack, the Shea Alcatraz Shark Attack shirt. I'm getting that shirt. Like, it's one of their it's in the stores.
It's an absolute banger.
Yeah, I love that shirt so much. I will be picking that up.
Okay. You want the next one?
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. I remember watching Simpsons when I was like really little.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have been watching it. I don't know.
It kind of transcends time. It's been around for so long.
Yeah. I just feel like at the age, I don't know. I probably wasn't picking up on any of the, if there's any like innuendos in it or anything anyways.
Yeah.
But I didn't follow it. I didn't watch it into like teenage adulthood and everything. So, but the current showrunner, I didn't even remember who it was that did the interview. He straight up leaked that Treehouse of Horror for Simpsons will be coming to HHN in some capacity, bigger next year, but he made it sound like it was going to be there somehow.
Well, it sounds like
this year.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Simpson Lands in both coasts.
Yeah,
so
you got Krusty Land or Springfield.
Both. Yeah, and you do have the Krusty Burger, and it's whatever. But I don't think it's going to stick around forever.
No,
right?
and this, and
so
we
if
know
we're
their
cash
days.
in,
Yeah, we know their days are numbered because doesn't Disney technically own the rights to it now because they own the studio, and it's kind of like how they can still have Marvel
over at IOA.
Yeah, because it's like the comic and it's like grandfathered in. But yeah, I mean, the rumor is that Simpsons is going away sometime in the near future. So I don't know if it's just they're like, well, we've never done it before, so let's do it now, but like give it a send off. But sure, I mean, fine. If they do it, I mean, they have the whole setting for it if they're able to do it in Simpsons Land, which kind of would make sense for the reason that they brought scare actors through Simpsons Land last year. Maybe they were just trying to feel it out, see if it would work, and then to lead into actually using it for that like theme.
I could see that. And the other thing too, like, we've seen Simpsons costumes. Would they just kind of Treehouse of Horrify those costumes and let them kind of roam around? Like Chainsaw Gang is always cool. Kind of. They're a little annoying, but some people really enjoy it.
Yeah, keeps those people, the people that like that stuff, they'll go around and they'll run around and scream, and at least it tucks it away over in that corner of the park. Whereas when they would have the chainsaw people in the fronts, you just walk in and you immediately just hear like squealing from all the little pygmies wanting to be scared of the chainsaws. So
yeah, I mean, if you need attention, you can find
now
it
the
ways.
other thing. So the way he said it was kind of coming to the event this year, but more so next year. So my other thought on that, I went and looked it up, and like this summer, like later this summer or early fall, Fortnite is like re-releasing Simpsons skins. So especially if they do it into the fall, and if it is like a Halloween version of Simpsons within Fortnite, if they do Treehouse of Horror, then that would, I could see them in this alleged Fortnite scare zone having some Simpsons characters in their like Treehouse of Horror in Fortnitemares or whatever. That makes the most sense to me.
Give me a horror themed Duff beer, like more than just the Oktoberfest beer that they release. Like if you do a little bit more themey in Simpsons Land, more centered around HHN, I think it'd be a lot more cohesive because it really does kind of pull you out. Yeah, it's like, okay, we have you're sandwiched between two great scare zones, and MIB is just a nice place to feel that delicious air conditioning. Yeah. And you've got the house entrances over there next to the MIB bathrooms and the Coca-Cola. So that makes sense. But there's a disconnect to the event when it's just like dudes with chainsaws. Sorry, guys and gals with chainsaws that are just, running amok and scaring teenagers. Yeah. Which is...
I mean, if you were going to put them anywhere, because like they were kind of clowny... Like it was like chainsaw clowns or something.
They looked a lot cooler last year than they did the year before.
Did we have them the year before?
We had people with chainsaws, but this was the cohesive group of chainsaws. So for years prior, they were a lot around just like the opening ceremonies.
Yeah, but I'm saying this was last year was the first time they had them in Springfield.
Right, but I feel like that little unit probably did a pretty good job because
Yeah.
when one would get tired, the other one would start chasing the other group, and it was fine.
Yeah. And I mean, their whole goal was to try to make it seamless. Like, there was no dead zones in the park.
Yeah.
Like, you were either walking through a scare zone or you were walking, like, it was house entrances. That was their goal last year, was to make it, like, seamless and just a constant flow, which I liked because people that go and then they'll go hide out in the little safe zones in between scare zones or something. It's like, no. And then they did the little like scaredy cat necklaces last year, but it's like, no, like if you are gonna be here, like there's no hiding. So, but yeah,
okay.
So that's something. I mean, it's basically confirmed because he straight up said, and he was like, "Sorry, Universal." He's like, "Don't get mad at me." And I was like, "That is not a bear I would want to poke."
I don't know, dude. The Simpsons might be untouchable. There might be something there that they just can't be fucked with.
Yeah.
They predicted the future.
Right, many times.
Yeah. Last thing for scare zones. Curry Barker.
Okay.
We are going back to Obsession. He had an interview. I'm sure a lot of people that are listening to this have already seen or seen the highlights on TikTok. But having Obsession come in some capacity,
he wants it to.
Yeah.
He made it very clear. He's like, this is in no way any kind of confirmation. He was just like, it'd be really cool because apparently he's an HHN fan, goes to Hollywood every year, is what he said. And he was just hopeful because, it's Universal property. They already have it. I think it'd be cool.
You know what I'm hopeful for?
What do you hope for?
I hope it's a food stand and they serve a Sandy Witch.
Yeah. I remember you saying that during the movie review.
Or a potted plant, like cake. That'd be fun.
That would, having her, even if it's not a full house, having her as a roaming scare actor would be great.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like just popping in and out of places and like scurrying around and just, hiding behind a potted plant. I mean, it'd be great.
100%.
That's the other thing about them trying to make it a seamless event is like, even though it's not a dedicated scare zone, they have those roaming scare actors that just pop up places and make it not so like borders within the event. Like, this is the scare zone. This is this. Here's these house entrances. It makes it a little more like organic because you could see it wherever. So I like the roaming scare actor thing. I liked Art more than the Megans. I think that a Nikki roaming scare actor would be great. So even multiple where it's like the different iterations of her,
Yeah.
So, but that's another spec. Definitely not this year. I mean, he's made that clear. I mean, that it wasn't any kind of confirmation.
Yeah. I mean, if they threw something together quickly.
They pulled the photo op, which was just like a big cardboard movie poster, basically from Horror Unleashed in Vegas. It was there when we were there. And I think they had maybe a little display case that had some of like the One Wish Willows in it. And that was about it. But they've already pulled that out of there. And then, so I could see them doing like 2 years ago over by the Red Coconut Club. They had the Five Nights like photo op. And it was just like the cardboard cutouts of the bears and stuff. Something like that, I guess. Like they could throw that together for this event, but
it'd probably be better than the Wolfman thing.
Yeah, that got pulled so quick.
Yeah, I think it was up for like a week, if that.
Yeah.
So, which was way better movie than it should have been.
Yeah, but the actor they had with the costuming, it was bad.
It was a little rough.
It was so bad.
Yeah. Anything else on Scare Zones?
Nope, not on Scare Zones.
Shows.
I don't really have much on that. Haven't heard anything confirmation wise on what's going to be like at the old Fear Factor stage. It still is really seeming like it is not going to be Nightmare Fuel.
Okay.
Which again I'm fine with. Seems like maybe a Jack show. great.
Yeah, I mean, if they have just like some comedic bits blended in with horror, we've seen Jack be an effective showman. Especially like if they model it, make it a little bit bigger, obviously, than the one in Hollywood or in
Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah, the Stayer Sleigh, something like that. The people that they're the really like diehard Nightmare Fuel fans, and they are not going down without a fight. They are still just adamant. They're like, well, they have not said it's not coming. Like, nobody has said that. And then people are, citing the Nightmare Fuel or the Fuel Girls socials that they've already confirmed different
touring dates,
for like other like companies they're going to be working with during that time. And they're like, well, they have more. They can split up. Like, they have not confirmed that they will not be at HHN. I mean, they are fighting hard for it. And some people are just like, just accept it's not coming.
Yeah.
So there's definitely going to be some people that are going to be really disappointed when it's officially announced that whatever the new show is going to be. So,
you know what I want? And I'm going to go ahead and just call this shot. If it is a Jack and Chance talent show where they have, multiple acts, that's what I want.
Well, and that's what we had that's what we had kind of thought, and basing off of this one social media post that they were saying how they could work together. So that was the whole like Stayer Slay. It was like a little talent show, and they were basically performing to see who got to live, which neither of them did, but I could see them. Spoiler. It's a choose your own adventure, and the audience chose wrong because the guy should have lived. He was great.
Yeah, he ruled.
But if they did, in that vein, and the Fuel Girls performed, or they were also the little helpers along with Chance, there was still more of those.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that, but it just seems like they're not going to be there, like in any capacity.
Yeah,
so
I'm fine with it. I'm interested to see what New Blood's going to do.
Yeah.
What kind of new shows can reinvigorate. Because I am not looking forward to sitting in a line for an hour and a half to go in and like packed into sardines, sweating my ass off.
Thankfully, we don't have to, because we're going to have RIP.
Yeah, but I'm saying for like if we wanted to check it out, let's say the night we have Express or the night that we have.
We'll watch it the night of our RIP because we have dedicated entrance, we have dedicated seating.
Okay.
And we don't have to wait in that line.
What if it's that good though?
To watch it twice?
Yeah.
Then y'all can go do that, and I'll go run through some more houses.
Boo on you, dude.
Okay. It's a one and done for me. So.
All right. I think final thing to talk about is the tribute store. There hasn't been like a whole back and forth on it. We've confirmed the location. We're back in our rightful home of New York.
Unless they're just
if they're trolling, that would hurt.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no, I haven't seen anything new in Boris's office pop up. But there are some like construction walls near it right now, so they really wouldn't be updating it because you wouldn't be able to see it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be carnival themed.
Yeah,
it's slam dunk, easy enough.
I really hope they do the facade like a carnival tent.
That would be really, really
where
cool.
you're like walking through. I would love that. It would be better than that, like train car or
it was like a
shipping container.
Yeah, it was like a
entrance that they did that last time. Yeah, it was not very good.
It was a little odd.
It just felt so out of place, but. Yeah, I know that there were, we showed the ticket and the little like ripped piece of the poster, and that's how we, figure we have confirmation that it's going to be back in New York. They kind of had it. Of course, it's Boris Schuster. He's like an investigator, so it's his little like pin board where he has like string, tying things together.
Yeah.
And there was like another piece of string that was like hanging down, like it's leading to trailing to something to come, maybe. So maybe more info about it later, but
they've got walls blocking it off right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the last time we saw a picture from inside that window, there was like a string hanging.
So we, hopefully they get rid of that wall.
I think that area, that's just where that street is. They're probably just working on some concrete or something. It'll probably be gone in a week. So
maybe by next week we'll have another thing.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I would assume our next announcement, would be an original, because now we've gotten 2 back-to-back IPs. If we only have 4 IPs, we've got half of them announced.
Yeah, that's true.
So we only have 1 out of the originals, and if we have 6, I mean, we still got 5 to go. So they could do what they did that one year where
Monday
they announced
Friday,
one
give
every
one.
day, and that would be a full week. You know, we would just get fed so well.
Yeah, that'd
so, I mean, and the fact that the Stranger Things one got delayed, like they're now behind on announcement. We have a month left before we usually have everything announced, even through scare zones. So, I mean, this next 4 or 5 weeks, it's gonna be announcement heavy, which I'm not complaining at all.
No,
because then as soon as like house and scare zone announcements are done, we have like maybe a week, then we'll start getting menus. So and then it'll be, and then before we know it, I mean, we literally have just a little over 2 months until opening night.
Oh,
isn't that so crazy?
It is. And just, it still feels so far away.
But it's like all of a sudden, it's like, that's just 2 months.
No, 100%.
Like, it's been 2 months. I mean, since we were getting into spec season, so.
We're halfway there.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it'll go fast. It feels like it goes slow, but then it's like it sneaks up on you. So. But the fact that we've got just maybe like a little over a month left before we've got all of the announcements, and then have a little break, and then we'll start getting some food and drinks.
Yeah.
And as always, we're hoping and praying for the return of the lacto cooler.
Praise be. Praise be.
If anybody knows any connections with Voodoo Brewery,
make it happen.
Please,
I beg you.
Please. So, okay.
That's the latest news and speculation on HHN35 that we've got for you. You know our thoughts on Stranger Things 5 and its 5th iteration coming to the event. But if there is any fun scenes, food that you think would be pretty sweet, because usually the food offerings are pretty nice, leave that down below. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. All right. Like, subscribe, and share for more horrifying content. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay spooky.